Greetings, Pisces. Welcome to your April 2018 reading. My name is Camille, and you are watching Millennial Tarot. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself during your little Pisces season. I hope you guys had a nice time Piscing and up. It was very hard for a lot of the people. But I hope you enjoyed yourself. I love you, Pisces. I have like 10 Pisces friends. It was a time of birthdays and celebrations for me and hopefully for you. I hope you had a great one. Just a brief word about my personal readings. Yes, I am still doing them, but I am raising the price from $5, oh my god, to just $10, which is still remarkably inexpensive and a steal. The reason I'm doing this is just because it takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of time. I am balancing 3 jobs, and just because, you know, I want to value my my readings a little bit higher, and I want to, you know, just make progress in my business. Whatever. So I'm still doing those. You still get a very well-rounded, in-depth reading for $10. So yeah, if you have a situation that is perplexing you specifically, I'm here for that. But without further ado, let's jump into the Pisces general reading for April and see what's coming up. One more time. Good. Whoa. Okay. Alright, so we're coming in, setting up this reading, recent past or past, that makes sense to you with the 3 of Cups. This could be the birthday you just celebrated. This is also how Aries started, so there's a lot of celebrations happening around this time, mostly linked to birthdays, but otherwise. Presently, we're feeling like the 10 of Swords, and then we have moving back into your Pisces fish self, the Page of Cups. So what is this saying? Birthday regardless, or no, we're not going to do the trap. I'm not going to do the irregardless trap anymore. I did that last time. Regardless of your birthday, and that celebration, that could very much be the 3 of Cups. It could also mean you may have felt good, you may have made some progress during your own Pisces season. Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising tend to fare better during when the Sun is in Pisces, because the Sun is lighting up your Moon, the Sun is lighting up your Rising, or the Sun is conjuncting your natal Sun for your own solar return, so starting things again, beginning again. So that could very much be it, or then, you know, independent of your birthday, you could be having a good time with colleagues, a good time with friends, a good time going out and partying, having fun, celebrating the new warmer, sunnier weather. And then moving into the 10 of Swords, don't despair. 10 of Swords only have to do with what's going on in our head. Swords only have to do with what's going on in our head. And the fact that it's a 10 means that it's over, it's ending currently as you're watching this, or those are the energies that are surrounding you. And then archetypically, the 10 of Swords means loss and betrayal and feeling backstabbed and all these things. If that's true for you and that is your experience, know that your way out of it is to return back to your Pisces self. Returning back to your Pisces self means imbuing those Pisces 12th house qualities of being in solitude, recharging, working on a creative endeavor by yourself, really delving deep into any type of spirituality. Meditation is an excellent way to get out of any heartbreak. But what I see happening here is that we have a cups, air, cups type thing. So emotions, logic, emotions type thing. And so as you were going through your Aries, as you were going through your Pisces season, you may have felt more okay to be emotionally expressive. You may have felt more okay to be more emotionally open. You may have felt even better dealing with your own emotions. You may have made some headway within yourself. And then as we go out of Pisces season into Aries season, it doesn't necessarily mean that your problems are going to change into more wands, fire-oriented thing, but it does represent this shift from the world and the last few weeks, you know, the last month being more Pisces-oriented, being more dreamy, being more spiritual, being more emotionally open, being more adrift in the ocean, and then to having to shift back into modus operandi for Pisces, 11 out of 12 months of the year, which is having to deal with the world. And dealing with the world, a lot of thought, a lot of logic, not a lot of mysticism, not a lot of spirituality. So this is talking grand archetypes. And the opposite of water is air. And I think that America is mostly Pentacles air. I think the world in general is mostly earth air. Not a lot of water, fire, but really not a lot of water. So it could speak to both a literal, you were hanging out with someone, you were hanging out with friends, it went sour, one of them betrayed you, your lover betrayed you. It could be a big betrayal that led to a breakup. It could be a betrayal that led to ending the friendship, certainly. So that's more in a personal, minor way. And then we have the grand archetype of feeling more yourself in Pisces season, feeling more expressive, feeling more emotive, feeling like because so many planets were in Pisces that it imbued the spirit of spirituality, of magic, of otherworldliness into your world. And you're missing that here with the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, as we move into a more... back into a more reasonable time. The knee-jerk reaction after Pisces season could be a lot of people flipped right back into logic, rationality. It could have happened with your friends where you felt more emotionally safe. They could have shut down on you. You could have shut down on yourself. And you're feeling that betrayal. You're feeling the closed-offedness of this. So I want you to keep in mind both the grand archetype of what these cups to sword to cups situation means, feeling yourself back down to the regular world, back to returning to yourself in small doses. But it could also literally mean hanging out with people, hanging out with friends. Perhaps the three could represent you were a third wheel, someone else is dealing with a third wheel, duplicity, affairs in that way, and it came to light here once you got out of your birthday season, birthday month. So betrayals here, and then moving back into the Page of Cups, which is the messenger of another emotional endeavor to come. We have literally the glyph of a fish, which is your glyph Pisces. But the Ten of Swords, I don't want you to despair, because it's always what's going on in our head. It's always how we project. It's always how we see the world. So though someone may have betrayed you, one of my favorite things is to adopt the mentality of positive denial. There's negative denial. Negative denial is, I can't believe this is happening. No, this is not happening. I refuse. I refuse to be treated this way, blah, blah, blah. But positive denial is, I accept that this bad thing happened. I accept that here I am. I accept that it's not as great as the Three of Cups. I accept that it wasn't as great as my birthday, or it wasn't as great as Pisces season, or whatever. I accept it, and now what am I going to do with it? Or I accept it, and I refuse to let it have power over me. Ten of Swords sees it having a lot of power over you. And we see you here celebrating with your red robe, to now you're down here on the floor with your red robe, being stuck yourself in the back with all these thoughts and all these thinking, and it's heavy thinking too. It's like you're thinking the worst. Pisces are prone to that. Martyrdom, depression, substance abuse. Three of Cups may have played into that as well. But really, once you make the choice to change your mind, to change your thoughts, to change your projections, that is when things lift for you. And we have the Page of Cups, which is a messenger. Pages are always messengers. And Page is also the first in line on the journey of the page to the knight to the king. So you're beginning again slowly, and this is an indication that you are allowed to return back to yourself, even though the sun, the planets, and the world has moved away from Pisces at this time. Pisces being the most difficult, the most challenging, and the most hard to pin down. No, well, not as hard as Aquarius, but the energy is a little bit wibbly wobbly, right? So it's harder to pin down. So you're able to return to yourself, starting again. You're getting indications from others. You're getting indications from your own emotional compass from within that it's okay to be yourself again. Where here you are celebrating, being more open, being around people, not feeling fear to be yourself, not feeling fear. Or feeling more charged up again in your spiritual life. You may have felt like, my meditations are really working, the law of attraction is really working, all this stuff is really working for me, and then we moved out, or we moved to a time period where we're like, oh, maybe it's not working, it can't be this easy. You're abandoning your more emotional, psychic, intuitive nature into this more rational logic and detached nature, and the Page of Cups sees you returning back to who you know yourself to be, who is authentically yourself, and how you will experience your joy being your fullest self, your fullest Piscean self. So Pisces, it's a really internal, introspective month for you. Though we did speak about, here's betrayal, here's hanging out with people, having fun. Here it could be betrayal by those same people, but then here is an offer by a person to say, I will be your friend, I will clear this up for you, I will be the shoulder you can lean on, I will be the person that you can cry to, I will be the person that you can vent to. That's all a human story that could be valid and relevant. But what I'm getting here is to really drive in the more archetypical story here, which is Pisces season being the metaphor for feeling more like yourself. You felt more like yourself in these past few months, feeling more emotionally open, feeling more expressive. If you're a creative person and you were dealing with any type of block, writer's block, that was gone. And then we have you here, instead of going with the flow and continuing to be more intuitive and watery in that flowy way, right? You're bogged down instead by thoughts of I'm not good enough, thoughts of everything, I don't feel supported, thoughts of how could this be working, thoughts of meditation's dumb, thoughts of how could spirituality save me from myself. And then here you go, returning back to yourself. So hopefully something clicks within you, either by this video or otherwise. It'll most likely be an internal inkling that you can go back to yourself. You can go back to those things that satiate you. You don't have to get bogged down by logic. It's okay to return to your emotional self. It's okay to be spiritual. It's okay to be spiritual even if you don't know how it's working right now. But what you don't need to do is overthink. What you don't need to do is project betrayal, project depression, project loss, project inactivity and inertia here. You're not even making any movements. You're on the floor. These two people are standing in upright action. You are allowed to return to that part of yourself, and don't be bogged down by what ifs or how or when. Don't be too detached from your emotions. A lot of Pisces are so inundated all the time by themselves. They can be like, that's incorrect, and they overcorrect in the other direction of being too rational, which is not even natural for you guys. I mean, which is why it feels this way anyway. You don't have to do that. Be spiritual, be emotional, be yourself. Choose the people who honor you. Choose the people who deserve to hear your stories. Choose the modalities and the spiritual things that make you feel good, even if it's just a small thing per day. Just really don't be too hard on yourself and overthinking and over-worrying and just contorting yourself in all these ways that you don't have to be Pisces. You guys are mutable water. You guys might want to accommodate others. You guys want to accommodate the world. You guys are going to want to accommodate everything, everything, everything. This reading is to say you need to accommodate yourself first and foremost. Return to yourself first and foremost. So if you were lost in any type of way, or you felt found and now you're lost again, find yourself again. It's okay to be your beautiful Piscean self. Pisceans could also feel a little bit like the starving artist, tortured artist. Pisces being a very, ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, a very artistic card to any extent that you felt artistically stunted or shunned, or you're not the cool kid, all that stuff. Return to yourself and be yourself. You're finding your joy in life by being authentically you. All right, Pisces, if you need any more details or any clarity on your specific life and your specific situation, please do reach out for me. No, please do reach out to me for a personal reading. But if not, I hope that April sees you doing well, returning to yourself, and I will see you back here in May. Au revoir. Au revoir. Bye.